It is true that my friend, who was describing these events to me, most clearly delineated my mother's form and features, particularly a somewhat remarkable feature, my mother's eyes, which were large, brown and liquid and full of love and pathos, and which he described as stag-like eyes, full, clear and brown, but as it is difficult for one person to convey to another an accurate description of form, feature and expression by the mere process of delineation, however well it may be done, it is clear that my dear mother, fully realizing this difficulty, would not rely alone upon a mere description of her person, but appeared before the medium, for a brief space, arrayed in the very articles of attire she wore on the memorable occasion of having her photograph taken. She knew these items of her attire on that occasion were well remembered by me, for the reason that one or more of these photographs, with the very costume she was taken in, were still in my possession, and that this peculiar costume, and this one alone, is the only one I remember her ever wearing. I must here interpolate that neither of these photographs was on my person at the time, but both were in Bournemouth. This somewhat lengthy description of what might strike some minds as being a comparatively trifling circumstance becomes necessary to enable the interested reader, the seeker after truth, to understand the enormous potentialities underlying the means of communication with the spirit world, revealed by this single manifestation, which will be more startlingly shown as this narrative proceeds. On receiving this convincing proof of my mother's presence, I said, "Has my dear mother any message for me? Does she wish me to do anything? To perform some office?" Or words to that effect. Mr. Beard said, "She is now standing beside you, with her hand on your shoulder, looking down and into your face with a tender, loving expression. Her hand is now upon your head, and she wishes to convey to you her love and goodwill, and to assure you of her watchful regard in the future as in the past." In reply to this I clumsily and inadequately expressed my gratitude, and the form of her I loved most of all women immediately faded from the vision of my new-found friend.